Welcome to the Costa Property Podcast, the podcast that turns your dreams of owning a piece of paradise on the Costa del Sol into reality. I'm Warner Laurie, and I'm joined by my co-host and wife, Sandra Laurie.
Join us as we embark on navigating the ins and outs of real estate and relocation to this beautiful region.
We're not just about market trends, we're about sharing real-life experiences, because we know the struggle firsthand and I've helped many people navigate this challenge also.
If you're dreaming of your perfect Costa del Sol home and want to get real, no-frills, expert advice, then you're absolutely in the right place. Join us each week as we share honest insights and information that will guide your journey.
Welcome back to the Costa Property Podcast. There's been a lot of talk in the media about potential changes to the Golden Visa. Today, I have the amazing Regina Martin from Benalmadena Lawyers to clarify these points. But before we dive into the episode, let's do the Spanish word of today. The Spanish word of today is día, and día means day. So let's dive right into the episode. Hello, and welcome to the Costa Property Podcast. Today we have an amazing guest. You'll probably know her if you were listening to season 1. Her name is Regina Martin. She has been in the business of lawyer for 30 years, so she knows everything inside out. How are you today, Regina?
I'm wonderful. Thank you very much for inviting me to your podcast.
No problem, and welcome again to season 2.
Oh, super happy about it.
The reason that we've called you onto the podcast today is one of the visas that the clients were applicable for, the Golden Visa. There seems to have been a change of the law where Spain are deciding to abolish this visa. So we just wanted to get your feedback on it and just to tell us what's going on.
Okay, this visa is the best visa you can get. There was an announcement about stopping the way it is at this moment. It was only a TV show where they made this announcement, but it didn't happen. This was several months ago, and still it didn't happen. So we're having a very, very busy time doing golden visas every day in order to have as much people as possible getting it. We cannot know if it's going to be stopped in the end or not. It's good for Spain, it's good for the investors, but for some reason, politically, sometimes they need the headlines in the news, and this is the reason why maybe they made this announcement.
Okay, so tell us, if I'm back home, the rainy skies, and I wanted to relocate to Spain and I wanted to go down the Golden Visa route, how does it work?
The Golden Visa is a very straightforward way to enter into the relocating into Spain, or to at least have the possibility to relocate. It allows you to have the possibility to travel in all the Schengen area and live wherever in the Schengen area without needing to be in Spain more than 1 day a year. Also, it doesn't oblige you to become a tax resident in Spain. That means that it gives you freedom to move around without any kind of problem, needing no visas, not only in Spain, but in the rest of the Schengen European area. In order to get it, first of all, you need not to be a resident in the Schengen area. You cannot be French, you cannot be from Holland or Germany. These citizens already are citizens of the Schengen area and don't need this visa. This is for people, for citizens of other countries like England, like the United States, like Canada, like Turkey, any other place that is not the Schengen area can benefit from this visa. The only thing is to be legal in Spain at the moment of applying for it. I'll speak about it later. Not to have a criminal record, to have the proof of investment, which in case of real estate, it is only to make a investment in property for 100,000 euros. And to have a medical insurance in Spain. That is all. With that, you can get it in about 20 days to 1 month, if everything is in place. You need to apply for it. There are some bureaucratic requirements, but it's easy to do.
Okay, so you've submitted the application for the golden visas in the past, and okay, that's fantastic. And do I need to buy one property at 500,000, or can I split it into 2 or 3 properties?
You can split it into as many properties as you are able, as long as it squares to 500,000 euros per person. The investor needs to be one person, which means that if you are British and you are a married couple, either the husband or the wife needs to be the person that owns the property, that makes the investment. And the other partner, the other part of the couple, can be benefiting of this golden visa, plus the children, the parents, through family of the investor. But the investor needs to have the investment done by himself or herself. There are countries where you have joint ownership when they are married. Like, for instance, Russians or people from Armenia, Spanish people, Italian people. This kind of marriage, yes, you can have the property in joint names. But most countries that are interested in buying properties in Spain, you need to have the property in only one name. That is extremely important to know it.
Okay, one of the questions, I had a client call me today, and one of the questions that they asked was, I'm interested in the golden visa. I want to relocate to Spain. I want to get out of the UK. And I said to him, yeah, the golden visa is definitely where you need to be. And he asked that his partner that he lives with, they are not married. How does that work? Do you have to be married to get that, or do you have to prove that you live with somebody for a time?
You need to either be married and then you show the marriage certificate, or if you are not married, you need to be listed in a civil register. And with that, you can also become a golden visa family member without a problem.
Okay, and a lot of listeners who listen to Series 1 in regards to all the visas, the ones that they were, thinking about, yes, the golden visa, when I retire, this is one of the visas because I can go to Spain and live there permanently. How does this affect now, the golden visa, if it's abolished?
Okay, we cannot know if you are deciding to come to Spain and you are thinking about the golden visa. We cannot assure that it will still be valid when you buy and get your documents ready to present the application. But there are many other ways to move into Spain and to be legal in Spain. There are like 20 kinds of visas available for digital nomads, for investors, for people that want to retire and don't feel like working. There is a very easy way of doing it also. It is called non-lucrative visa. And there is my favorite one, which is a student's visa. Even if you are 90 years old, that doesn't mean you cannot learn how to study how to make paella or to study Spanish, for instance, and be registered in a school to study whatever, and swimming, for instance. And with these studies, you get the permit to live in Spain in order to be able to study. It is a very cheap way to do it. It doesn't require to start making a lot of payments or investments or anything. And you can start by even having a small property and living it with this student visa. So I don't see a problem in the golden visa disappearing. It has a lot of benefits because it doesn't make you need to stay and be tax resident in Spain. That is the most interesting part for me. But there are many, many ways to move into Spain legally. What I want to tell you more than anything else, if you're wanting to come to live in Spain and you're going to invest here, please, you need to be legal in Spain. In order to be legal in Spain, please get a folder. And each time you enter in Spain, you will put there into that folder your boarding ticket, your flying ticket, how you entered, and please get your passports stamped. If you don't stamp your passport because you enter through Italy, for instance, in order to get into Spain, at least get a copy of your boarding card and a copy of your ticket, flying ticket. You will need to show when you are coming and when you're going. And you will need to respect the 90-180 rule, which is you can be here in Spain 90 days of each 180. This is what makes a disaster most of the times applying for visas. People don't remember where they put their tickets, or they cannot find their stamps in their passports. If you do that, you have 50% of the possibilities already to get into Spain without a problem.
Absolutely. And last month, especially, I've had a lot of inquiries in regards to the golden visa because of, and especially from the UK. And the political situation is changing, the governments are changing, and a lot of people are frightened about that, and they kind of want to move into Europe. So when they have the golden visa is still active, they're asking, okay, so how long does the application take? Can I make the application and move in 3 months or in 6 months? Or, is there a process there? I want to sell my house in the UK, but what is the stipulations? Somebody contact me today and says, I want to buy a business and I want to buy a house. And, I want to make sure that I need to sell my house. I want to make sure that time to clarify for the golden visa.
Now, if I knew that, I would be a millionaire, a multi-millionaire, right? Because this has been announced, but has not even been processed, right? The situation in Spain, our government is thinking about other things at this minute, and they are not thinking so much, I would say, about the golden visa. But I cannot know if tomorrow they will draw it back and cancel it. I cannot know. Anyhow. If you are going to move into a country, that means that you want to go into that country. First and most important, get your money in place. Get your money in place. If you're going to sell a property, sell it. Don't sell the skin of the bear, I think you say, before hunting it, right? Before killing. Kill the bear very much. Blood all around.
Not literally kill
the
thought.
Get your money, the moment you have your money into your pocket, please, with a good real estate and a good agent that already knows what you want, in 1-2 weeks, you are able to spot the property you want. And if you have the money in place, in 3 weeks, you can be the owner and the golden visa can be applied. Or in case the golden visa is not available at that moment, any other visa. That one thing. The most important also to think that the sooner, the better, and for this kind of visa. And also because prices are going up, and they are steadily going up. So the sooner, the best choices you will have to invest in one or more than one property. You can buy a property and different parkings and then rent the parkings. Or you can buy a studio and the property for you, or 2 studios and the property for you. But it's good to do it as soon as you are capable.
For instance, then, I'm sat in the UK. I have the 500,000 euros equivalent in the bank. So the first step then, would that be to prepare the application, or would it be to contact a real estate agent to find you the 500,000? Do you need to show that before you apply for the golden visa, or is it an application first and then you buy?
I would do everything at the same time. I would start putting the money in place, and at the same time, this is a plan. Imagine you are doing a business plan. You organize different things at the same time to coordinate, right? Therefore, you are thinking to come to Spain. Then you need to see, what do I need to do? Do I have the money in the bank or do I need to sell my own property? If you have to sell your own property, sell it. But in the meantime, already contact a good agent that you can trust, not 100, one that you can trust, that will guide you, and they will already prepare. That will also, if you are able to get a lawyer that will be able to help you with the conveyancing and also with the golden visa, you will be able to start preparing your papers. When now, because we are in such of a rush, normally when people buy the property the day the property is bought, I already have all the certificates, needed, stamped, everything, because the client knows it before. We start preparing 1 month before. By the time the person is the owner, I already do the application of the golden visa. If the day after applying, this golden visa disappears, my client is already in the golden visa forever, for renewing forever, right? So I think it's a moment of putting your batteries on and moving in a coordinated way.
Yeah, I really like the idea of the golden visa, because it gives you residency in Spain. How many years, when I get the golden visa, how many years do I have it before it has to be renewed?
Well, you get it for 3 years,
Okay.
which is very comfortable because then you know if you like here, if you don't, what would you know everything. You are able to establish yourself. And then it's, if you continue with the same investment, you can be continuing with it and you will get 5-year renewals. First time 3 years and then 5 years renewals. And when you are already 10 years in Spain legally, if you wish, you can have a Spanish passport, which many people will think it's horrible, but there are some people that will be interested. British, I don't know, because you need to learn Spanish and you are not so good with languages. But Americans, Canadians, no problem.
Yeah, but if you think about it, because they're out of the EU, people, their dream is to retire to the sun. And obviously Spain is one of the most popular because the Costa del Sol, where we are, the climate and everything else. For them to, get the golden visa and then after 10 years, I'm sure it would be interesting for them to actually change over to the Spanish citizenship. So is it quite easy to do that?
It is very easy. Only they make a small test on Spanish culture. That is the kings of Spain, the paellas and these kind of things, but very, very simple.
And since the Prime Minister of Spain has come out and said that they're going to abolish the golden visa, have you seen more applications coming through?
Terrible. We have been very, very busy and a little stressed because everyone would buy and the same day we apply. And sometimes we have had more problems in getting copies of the boarding cards to prove that people have not been here more than 90 days, etc., than in the rest of the documents that were all organized. This is why I first speak about that and tell people, please, a little folder, keep your records of coming and going out of Spain. It's not proving you're coming into the Schengen area and to go to Paris. No, it's entering Spain. You need to prove that you enter into Spain and that you go out of Spain. That's all. Very, very easy otherwise. And in 20 days, 30 days, we get the answer. If the answer is not for whatever reason, because whatever, for instance, because people didn't have the criminal record was only for 2 years because they've been traveling from country to country. Some people travel from country to country and they don't have a criminal record for 5 years because they haven't been 5 years in one place, right? But then we have time to find another document and to reapply within the same application, and we don't lose the possibility to continue getting the golden visa.
And what would you say would be the percentage of people that were interested to get the golden visa that have been knocked back?
We have had 100% success.
Fantastic.
As long as your account it is mathematics. You need 5 things. You need your passport. The passport needs to be okay. You need not to have a criminal record. That you need to prove it. You need the documents to prove it. You need to have the investment. And you need to ask, because sometimes you need to ask, do I buy the property in the husband's name, in the wife's name, in joint names? These things need to be coordinated beforehand. But if we take care from the start, it's 100%.
Okay, so basically what you're saying is Spain's open for business, they love foreign investment, and, you know, if you are sitting back there, the application for the golden visa is easy, and you just need to go all in.
Yes, and we also want to say, imagine that while you're buying the property, boom, suddenly they stop the golden visa. No problem. We will see which is, or whoever your lawyer is will see which is the next best possibility for you. We have 20-something kinds of visa that you can choose. So there is no problem. We want you here. That is my message to you.
So you don't think this will impact foreign investment coming into Spain?
No, it won't. It won't, because people are coming in the possibility ways they have. If they don't come with golden, they come only every 3 months, and then they see what they can do as students, as whatever. People organize themselves.
Absolutely. So to recap then, so the golden visa is still available for application until the Spanish government decide to abolish it. Is that correct?
That is correct. You will need to invest 500,000 euros in real estate, full stop.
And the application process can be done between 1 and 2 months?
Yes.
Yeah. And 1 month. Fantastic. The person that's interested in getting the golden visa has to be ready and obviously move quickly on buying the 500,000 euros worth of property to order to apply for it and get it in time before the Spanish government do abolish it. And when you get the golden visa, you have the golden visa for life. The first time is 3 years. But after the 3 years, it's renewable every 5 years, as long as you keep your portfolio. It's €500,000 property in Spain, which also covers your family members when you make the application for the visa. It won't impact the foreign investment in Spain, and you need to do it yesterday.
I invite all of the listeners to come, and I hope they will enjoy our place.
Okay. So there you've had it from Regina. In regards to the golden visa, don't think about it. If this is what you want, I think it's the best visa, because you don't need to go around working the 90 to the 180-day rule. And, you know, if you can afford it, come on to the Costa del Sol. Thank you, Regina. That's been amazing. And following on from the first series of the Costa Property Podcast, the visa application, that's a wealth of information, and it was in our top 3 episodes, because people do want to come to Spain, but, you know, the visa application can be complicated. So the recommendation is find a good lawyer like yourself, find a good agent like me, and go all in for the golden visa.
Don't get afraid of to-do lists or bureaucracy. It's only a paper with 4 or 5 things. Just don't get afraid and do it. That's all.
Okay, thank you, Regina.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you so much for listening into today's episode on the Costa Property Podcast. Another fantastic episode learning about the highs and lows of relocating to the Costa del Sol from real people who have been through the journey themselves, and of course our wonderful experts. If you have been enjoying the show so far, remember to hit subscribe to the podcast and leave a rating or review.
We absolutely love hearing your thoughts. Please send any questions that you would like us to answer on the show to Warner@wlcostaproperties.net. or you can pop us a message on our socials, which are in the show notes. Remember, you can also visit the website www.wlcostaproperties.net.
See you on the next episode, and bye for now.
Bye-bye.